they get to eat it, right?
Yeah.
It's better for them than it is for team. That is a XP lane Masha.
Yeah, that's an instant response to that. You're thinking about the 1-1. You're thinking
Still the main, because she's come through the meta again. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping into this matchup. The Land of Dawn again. It's the best of 3 between Malaysia and Indonesia. We already know what's at stake here, and they started off with game number 1. We'll find out which team finds their footing first. We've had great series today, especially the last one that we just witnessed, where Philippines, the defending champions, will be waiting for one of these teams in that grand final. Wow, Keyboy already taking quite a bit of damage, and you know, our panelists really talked about how things were set up. The fact too that Lui Yi is a big pickup here for Malaysia. They do take it from Indonesia, and even that, man, I mean, the first pick, Fanny, that was really early priority.
Yeah, I mean, when you have someone like Skies who can play the Fanny at that level,
Yeah.
it's first pick prio, definitely, you know, and I think it is a strategy from Indonesia as well to leave it open. We've seen the Fanny just always ban down the red side, respecting so many of the other Fanny users, and we saw the Brody pick very, very early as well. First phase Brody pick to counter the Fanny. It's a very good way to counter the Fanny, but then you see the 1-1 pick, right? 1-1 actually does have a little bit of an advantage in this lane. You are able to get that weakness point in the back quite easily, and you can see that CW has already burnt out the flicker, so it's already working right now early on.
So that early matchup is not going to be fun, I would say, for CW, and part of it too, again, is just he's hoping to survive, you know, survive against this. Whoa, Albert. Okay, he should be fine.
Yeah, just forced to use the Spear of Alpha defensively, but Skies, he was able to steal it away. Now jumps over the cables. Luke, no level 4 just yet, so doesn't have that Thunderclap.
Yeah, he's going to have to wait. And this is kind of what you expect from teams like this from Malaysia and Indonesia, you know, really kind of testing the limits, even in the early game with what they have. And a lot of this also comes down to just very comfort picks for key players here from both sides. And what it'll ultimately lead to is, now that this turtle is up, those level 4s and what's available are going to play a big part of this. You know, again, Gojes has that Glorious Pathway plus the Revitalize. Keyboy's still waiting though, right? He's only level 3, doesn't have the jump that Avatar of the Guardian, but they can still extend a fight simply by having a Revitalize themselves.
Okay, the bottle. Eternal Guard locking him down right now, but look at Skies coming in with a Shatter Flicker from Yums. Good flicker out from Sans there, but it's going to be first blood over. Yums picking it up with that level 4. Skies going for the chase, but unable to get Sans down. It will just be a 1-for-0 trade right now.
Right now, Luke, enough to just kind of keep them at a bay, really, from actually committing to the objective, because Sakai's also needs to go grab his buffs. But that is first blood, right? First blood in the hands of Malaysia. They're going to work on that. They did get Albert out of the exchange, and they'll go ahead and set things up. Once that buff is locked in, we'll probably see the rotation up here. And right now, Yum's going to keep Keyboy under control. But it looks like for now, you know, neither team really going for this objective just yet, until Sakai will eventually make his way there. But Albert back up to this too, does grab his buff, and they'll work for this. They might look for a pick off here, but ultimately, this is going to be the main focus, if they actually go for this turtle or not.
You see that Keyboy is already forced back. Might actually still walk up. Skies with the cables, looking for Sans right now, doesn't have the flicker. Throws out a terrifying Eternal Guard, will be able to connect out the Skies, but he just goes in with the cables again. One last shot is all he needs. Meanwhile, Keyboy with the EOG, connecting to 2, getting in the taunt down. Yo's very low, the Thunderclap over. Yo's still able to survive. Will Luke be able to do it? No, he gets bursted down.
And Albert in trouble now. Sakai's looking to clean up the kill. Yo's jumps back in. It's a triple for Sakai's.
Triple kill for Skies on a Fanny. It's not just a random triple for a random player. This is a signature pick for Skies.
Oh man, as we were just talking about these signature picks for certain players, yes, Sakai's, he loves the Fanny, and the fact that you get a triple kill this early on, diversion. Oh, CW, he's got to be careful on this one. This is where the patience game comes into play. We'll see if he's actually able to, he gets some information.
Good read.
So he's going to be fine. He should be able to go install this out. And he's got backup from Keyboy here too. So I think that ultimately does keep that from happening. Good try though again from Malaysia, because they've got this lead. They've got this kind of momentum in their favor right now. They can play around. Look at this early Malefic gun.
Is that first item?
First item, I think, for CW.
That is very, very interesting. Try to put in the poke, I believe here. Trying to outrange the 1-1 very early on. Good damage from the Cursed Blast, but yeah, for Indonesia, the fact that usually it's already really scary to go 50-50.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. Yums They caught an erosion strike earlier. Now should be a kill. CW picks the kill up. No stun over from CW. Skies, good cable management to get away. The AOG from Keyboy just to get a bit of reinforcement in that bottom lane.
Yeah, you know, seeing Humes go down there just reminded me of the last team fight we saw break out. The fact that he didn't go down and, you know, he's able to even jump back into the fight, get a kill. And this is one of the things about Edith. War Cry under the turret.
Luke, now with a thunderclap, just a few more cables. Good read by Skies. Reading the flicker from Luke, getting the kill up top, and that's another. Make it 4 for Skies.
All right, anytime this happens, Mirka, we know when a Fanny gets this kind of scaling, it's really difficult to deal with, especially in a player that specializes in this hero. You can see what's happening here, even topside.
Again, Sans good terrified down, but there's going to be another cable. Eternal Guard, Skies so clean, surgical on the Fanny.
Man, how do you stop this? You know, how do you stop just Skies alone from snowballing further? He's already snowballed. He's already a snowball for the team themselves for Malaysia. So you've got to be able to respond to this for Indonesia, trying to, you know, find what they can across the map. Turtle's going to be up here. They might still go ahead and try to fight for it.
Spirit of Alpha over to Gojess, now with the Thunderclap as well. Good glorious pathway, Keyboard amidst it all. Now the cable's coming through. Albert will be targeted down. The AOG doesn't connect onto anyone, forcing out the Revitalize. Meanwhile, Skies again getting an off angle. Thunderclap over from Luke. Now a stun onto Gojess, a Terrify as well. CW putting the stacks down right now. Does he get a turn apart? Never really does. One last shot, Gojess burning down, but still able to survive. Skies looking for the cutthroat, gets stunned up, and now a few basic attacks.
He goes in. Yoops wasn't able to clean up the kill either. CW, but there goes Stormy. Stormy will clean up CW.
And Stormy now trying to run away. Sans with a flicker forward. Doesn't find the curse. The Eternal Guard. Stormy getting away, throwing back a few shots at Sans, zoning him away. He will be taken down, but it's an execute.
Well played. I am so surprised with everybody around Stormy. The fact that he gets executed after all of that. But going back to now, the fight for the purple buff, it is going to be taken. Albert doesn't grab it. The turtle's still up, mind you, against all of this. So what a play. I mean, very down to the macro decisions from Malaysia to play around Indonesia like that. We'll see how they adjust. Albert this time is going to go ahead and start up the turtle. And Humes and Gojess looking to go for the sandwich again.
Defensive Spear of Alpha already. Keyboy in the midst of it all. Caught again. AOG defensively. Luke taken out to his 1 HP bar. Those are all the HP bars taken out already, forcing out the flicker. Meanwhile, Gojess in the back again. Keyboy able to find a taunt right now. Sans goes in, but no, it's these guys continuously dealing out damage. Finding another Alpha with the Spear of Alpha, locking Skies down still. Getting out with the cables. Luke didn't come in time to get the thunderclap, to get the assassination.
Didn't come in time. And look at what's happening here. Malaysia full force forward. They got the objective. They're possibly going to get some more, at least a lot of damage here on the tier 2 turret already at this portion of the game. It's getting really difficult for Indonesia to go ahead and find the space to move around the map with the way things are going. And every single time they approach some of these choke points around the jungle, it's that utilization of having a Hylos, plus the fact that even noobs can jump in, and not to mention, you still haven't solved this snowball effect coming out from Skies on this Fanny. They might try to make a play here though. Keyboy charging on up.
Getting the taunt down onto Humes. He will throw out all the abilities down. Keyboy, AOG defensively, good timing. Gojess will go for the chase right now. Slowly will be caught with Spear of Alpha. Last shot, Luke finds it. Cables from Skies. Albert still able to get the angle to escape, but the lethal ignition just ticks down on it.
Again, they're trying to find these moments where they can win these team fights, but every single time Malaysia's able to find another way into the fight, to find another way to get it out and disengage. And again, a buff. Diversion again here. Diversion up top. Luke could be in trouble. They're going to go for him.
Luke will be caught. Thunderclap coming. Oh no! Not enough damage. Skies just bursts him down. 100-0.
8-0-4 right now for Skies. Look at the damage. This is what I like to call big damn. And right now, it's all Sakai's here on this Fanny. Just 46,000. And that's why I'm saying it's going to be great when Indonesia finally shuts him down. Because look at the amount of...
shut them down.
Yeah, that's the big question. That's a big question mark right now for Indonesia. How do you catch him? How do you even stop just a Fanny in general in the tracks? You know, and that's what they've been struggling with at this point in the game. Almost 10 minutes in. Lord is up. And Indonesia wants to go fight for this. Lolio does pick up his own Malefic gun this time around. Skies will go ahead and start this Lord up. And it looks like Indonesia wants to get in the zone to contest this. But is that the right decision? Eternal Guard
Well, they can't look for an angle at all. Indonesia will just have to concede the first Lord of the game. And Malaysia takes it no biggie. Good zoning, good control.
At this point, we've seen this before. Indonesia now on the defense. And you have to kind of break down and look at the lineup that they brought to this fight. We haven't seen just yet, albeit maybe one moment when CW was able to get some marks off, but he couldn't clean up the kill with a torn apart memory. Maybe if they can buy some more time, he's going to have enough itemization to actually clean up those kills, but he's got to survive too. Someone's got to protect him. Here comes Skies again. Was going to try to go for the purple buff. Doesn't get it this time. At least Albert secures it, but they've all got to be ready for this push from the Lord. Mid lane. They might just get the shields down to the base turrets if Malaysia does do that, because right now Indonesia should be able to clear things up. Luke!
Bottom lane, thunderclap, one last shot, the crossbow, tang in time, Loliel cracks open the weakness points. Now in the mid lane with the Glorious Pathway slowing them down, Skies is looking for an angle of attack again. He needs to be very careful about CW and the stun. T-Boy trying to catch him mid-air, will not be able to find it. The Holy Defense popped into mid lane, but actually it hasn't popped into mid lane. Interesting, the Lord went in, but the Holy Defense is still intact for Indonesia.
Still holding it together. That bottom one did proc, so they get that down. And like I was saying, you know, Malaysia most likely off that first Lord won't be knocking on these base turrets just yet. Indonesia does have a pretty good defense, so they can clear things out, but ultimately they just hold it together for now. Still 2 shields, holy shields here. CW does pick up some defensive items here. Wind of Nature now available to him, and that's what I was saying. Hopefully he's got enough damage on this Brody that he can actually clean up the kills, but also survive that initial, you know, just Skies flying around.
Yeah, you can see just how much damage they're able to output with a big lead here. It's a 9k gold lead, Naisu. That yin-yang reaction to Keyboy to such low HP.
It's like half health right there and there.
He can't deal that damage, not just yet. He can't soak in that damage.
You just need a lot of time. Really, when you're looking at this, pathway.
The Terrifying and an Eternal Guard to stop the initiation from Malaysia. Now Skies walk forward. Purple buff will be taken. And actually, Albert is the one who secures it with Retribution. No risk of not having the Retribution by the time the Lord spawns, because, again, there's still 40 seconds on that Lord.
Indonesia really doing a lot to be able to, you know, get some of the resources that they need, because it is crucial here. And as we look at the items kind of falling into place now, you have your second items locked in and working on the third. And when you look at it, right, where's most of that damage going to come from? There could be the surprise factor from Luke. He does have that Blade of Hephaestus. He's got the BOD, but he just hasn't been able to utilize the Masha pick like we've seen him in the past. Maybe if they buy some more time, then his whole job is literally just, you know, thunderclap someone to death at that point. And hopefully that you have a numbers advantage. But even, that's just one minor thing that Indonesia needs to happen here. This is going to be another objective just taken for Malaysia. And really, it's kind of just buckling up for Indonesia, waiting to defend, waiting to turn things around. And that is a big factor, because the best place for them to do it right now, man, is just their base. You know, turtle up in the base. Hopefully you can go ahead and withstand that initial punch through. Now, big thing that they have to look out for again when even defending in their base is Stormy. The Luo Yi, we've seen it happen time and time again, especially if they use the diversion kind of on the upper part, and it's a surprise factor where they come and cut off, especially with the Glorious Pathway. So Indonesia has a lot of things to worry about as this Lord approaches this mid lane. Again, they still hold on to their 3 base turrets, but they're definitely going to lose some here. With this type of gap in terms of economy, they're going to have to make this one work, because now Lord making its way to the mid lane. There's the charge in.
They're going to sacrifice the mid lane. Oh, Yums with Earth Shatter, finding him onward as well. Now Albert taken down. Keyboy in the midst of it all taken out as well. Yums now gunned down, has the immortality. Loliel popping into the nature. Stormy goes in with a flicker, finding the yin-yang reaction and a double. An onward from Luke. Sands will flicker forward. One desperate attempt to save the game, but Malaysia will close out game 1.
Very decisive in what we expected here between these two teams, but man, Malaysia just looked like they made it look so easy here in game 1. I mean, for them to come out swinging and for Skies to get a triple kill early on, snowball it into what he did here, and the rest of the team to just play at peak